Sami Zayn talked about something I wanted to bring up too. He was illustrating how the differences in creative between Vince and Paul
Did
affect.
Zayn just job Otis on Monday, or was that me?
Well, Otis is gonna. There's gonna be a turn, right? Or Otis is gonna turn on what's his name.
Yeah,
That's
but fuck, man.
they're doing that, so he was cost the match by the distraction when he was going to do the worm, and I see where it's going. So we have to build a little sympathy. You have to watch him be
That was the
jumped
one
out.
thing I'll say though. Is just like nobody thought Jey Uso was going to lose.
Exactly.
Nobody thought Gunther was going to lose.
Right.
That was my problem with that.
They were in essence squashes advance.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
getting back to I'll quote Zayn here, who was talking about the differences in creative. He said, "Quote: I think Hunter sees me differently from how Vince saw me, especially as a good guy. I think Vince saw me much more as a bad guy for a number of reasons. He knew my irksome qualities, and he thought it lent itself to being an irksome character." All right, so the more poignant quote was about changes in direction. Quote, having said that, I think things were a lot more unpredictable because of the nature of Vince's week to week kind of approach, that sometimes the marble would just fall in the right hole and now you're champion. Whereas with Hunter, I think it's much more he has a longer term vision. And if you're not part of that vision, then the chances of breaking into that vision are much, much slimmer. He might see me in a way that lends itself more to being in that mix and possibly winning it. But on the other hand, I could have just slipped on a banana peel and won the world title.
I think that once him and Owen and Kevin got together, and they showed that there was, I mean, and the backstory, and you see that it's kind of hard for there to be any heat with Zayn. You know, he's an underdog, likable character
Correct.
anyway. You know, so
But that booking philosophy of kind of getting locked into like Vince Sr. was like that on Superstar Billy Graham's edition of Timeline, available at the KC Vault on YouTube. He said that he was told the day he would win the title from Bruno, and the next year, the day he was losing it to Backlund. And my discussion with him was a little like, was that a grievous error because he committed to that 1 year thing, ignoring the fact that his champion, well, I mean, the business was headed in a different direction years later, but he was a template superstar for what was to come. And that's something that you get creatives together, or I guess it was only Vince or whoever, he had a gorilla maybe, and say, listen, we should keep this on Billy a little bit. What's going on here? I don't know if this is going to be the direction right now, but he was so committed to it that he got rid of Superstar
I
after
also
10
think
months.
though that from what I heard was the Backlund push was almost his way of saying like it's like the Frankenstein monster. Like I'll shove him down your throat and
Right.
I'll get him over. Like I'm the idol maker.
5.5 years
Yeah.
of that. And Superstar suggested that he might have been sold a bill of goods by the Vern Gagnes or the Sam Muchnicks of the world, who were telling him that a legitimate champion, a legitimate wrestler, is what's going to carry your company into the 80s. And along comes Hogan. Bully Ray is not a fan of the Halls of Fame is how should it be written. Quote from him this week: I could turn anybody into a Hall of Famer with a pencil. Do you understand how crazy that sounds? But Dreamer was just nodding his head yes because it's the truth. Any promoter can take any talent they want and turn them into a Hall of Famer. Give them 10 years. I'll write you in, I'll write you out, I'll give you such a great career. I get what he's saying. Is it true, Kev?
I don't think so.
Is a Hall of Fame accomplishment in professional wrestling akin to the Hall of Fame accomplishment to somebody who has hit, I don't know,
No, I think
75 home runs?
I think you're looking at a Hall of Fame wrestling career as akin to a fucking star in the Walk of Fame.
Got it. Right, because movies are all so fake.
Yeah, I
We
mean
do
it's
emblazon their names in the ground.
right.
Thus, okay.